ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcoming you to Classic Wrestling Reminiscing, featuring WrestleMania 3. Yes, it is WrestleMania season. And before you ask, yes, I do have a WrestleMania 1 and WrestleMania 2 editions from the past couple of years I've been doing this. So check those out and let me know what you think. Let's see. Yes, this was the big WrestleMania 3 that at the time they said it drew 93,173 people, but that number's been disputed. More on that later. Also, of course, this was the year that drew the two biggest attractions in professional wrestling. Hulk Hogan, the defending WWF World Heavyweight Champion, going up against Andre the Giant. And also had the historical Randy Savage Ricky Steamboat match as well. Hey, if you are digging this and you're entertained by this, click on that thumbs up button. Also, leave a comment. What do you think about WrestleMania 3? Are you ready for this year's WrestleMania? Also, if you're not a subscriber yet, be a champ and click on that subscribe button. It will be greatly appreciated. So yes, WrestleMania 3, the third annual WrestleMania professional wrestling pay-per-view event, produced by the World Wrestling Federation, of course. It was held in March 1987 at the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. Aretha Franklin sang "America the Beautiful," and was introduced by Vince McMahon doing that. Let's see what else. My closest memory, I was the day before I was going to turn 11. So yeah, I'm that old. I was about to turn 11. Me and my dad was helping my brother move that Saturday, and so all of his friends, all my dad's friends, that everybody was helping my brother move, or my brother and his wife at the time moving. They all asked me, "Who's going to win between Hulk and Andre?" And of course, being an 11-year-old kid, I was like, "Oh." I mean, even though at that time I was more of an NWA fan, but still kept up with WWF because I was just like now, a pro wrestling geek. So I was like, Hulk Hogan, just how dare he align himself with Bobby the Brain Heenan and rip the crucifix off his neck? Good gosh, that's evil. Evil, I say. Anyway, so with all that out of the way, let's get right to the event itself. First match featured the Can-Am Connection, Rip Martel and Tom Zink going up against Ace Cowboy Bob Orton Jr., yes, the father of Randy Orton, with his tag team partner, the magnificent Don Morocco with Mr. Fuji. It started off with Martel and Morocco kind of doing a filling out process. Zink and Martel hit a double team monkey flip, kept the advantage till Orton needed Zink in the back. Double tag, all four men got into it. But it ended when Martel hit a cross body block with Zink on all fours, so it kind of did a schoolboy trip on, I believe it was uh, Morocco. Got the got to put that anyway. Um, so at the time here, they were really pushing, or they were starting to push Can-Am Connection be the number one babyface tag team, and I was hoping they get over to where they eventually be the ones who defeat the Hart Foundation for those World Tag Team Championship. They had previously just won them from the British Bulldogs, that being the Hart Foundation, of course. But it was either money or just position or something like that. Zink kind of got in his feels, got disgruntled, and just left. Just left. So his pot pretty much went to Tito Santana. Martel and Tito Santana went on to form Strike Force, and they were the ones wounding up defeating the Hearts for the belt. It seemed to be, and kind of when I'm reading stuff and all that good, all that stuff when during the years, it seemed like the fans were getting behind the Can-Am Connection. They were a bit over little bit more over than Strike Force was, Martel and Santana. But like I said, things happen. Zink wound up going to the AWA for a cup of coffee. Was uh, they had a battle royal for the AWA World Championship after the Super Clash 3 Jerry Lawler fiasco there. Uh, he was Zink was the last man eliminated in that battle royal by Larry Zbyszko. Then he went on to WCW and become the Z Man, Tom Zink. Wish we got either a high spots or RF RF video shoot interview with the guy. That would have been awesome. Kind of get his viewpoint. See how people kind of label him as bitter, but he wound up passing away way before that, or passing away before that could happen. If you go on YouTube, you pretty much get some Dave Meltzer interviews with him. I think a couple other people's interview with him too, like on podcasts or radio shows and stuff like that. It's got his viewpoints and pretty entertaining. All right, second match of the night. It was oops, Billy Jack Kane's going against Hercules Hernandez. They had dropped the Hernandez part of the name by this time, so it's just plain old Hercules. This two jacked up mofos going back and forth. Lots of clotheslines, a lot of chops, a lot of punches. Hercules hit, you know, Bill Jack Haynes with a big close on the corner. Uh, got him the advantage at that point. This was also billed as Battle of the Full Nelsons. Hercules, for a while, was using the backbreaker, which was called the Human Torture Rack in NWA because by Lex Luger. So that same backbreaker that Lex Luger was using, Hercules was using until Billy Jack Haynes came in. Then he started using the full Nelson, kind of ignited that feud. Hercules was a- actually got the full Nelson halfway on Billy Jack Haynes, but was able to fight out of it. Haynes battled back, got the full Nelson fully the full Nelson, finger slot and everything. They fell outside the ring. Then Haynes slapped the full Nelson back on him, led to a double count out. Billy Jack Haynes chases Bobby Heenan around the ring, but uh, Hercules wound up getting the chain, rolled it up, and as soon as Billy Jack Haynes turned around, Hercules nailed him with it, and we had actually blood, full blood here. You can actually kind of tell when Billy Jack Haynes kind of turns over. Camera did a pretty good job moving away from him, uh, so you didn't really see him doing that. But I'm pretty sure the fans in attendance could have definitely seen that. But yeah, got got a little color on this one. Oops, oops, All right, next up, had a mixed tag team match here. It was King Kong Bundy, Little Tokyo, and Lord Littlebrook. Yes, the same Lord Littlebrook who managed uh, Jack Victory and Rip Morgan. I think they call them Royal Family for a little bit, then or the New Zealand Militia, even though Jack Victory was American. Uh, then they became the Royal Family with Lord Littlebrook. Anyway, they would take on Hillbilly Jim, Haiti Kid, and Little Beaver. Oh boy, yeah, y'all have fun with that one. Anyway, so it shocked me when I just recently watched this too that I guess the WWE does not own the musical rights to "Don't Go Messing Around with a Country Boy," which was Hillbilly Jim's interest music forever. But they swapped out some generic hillbilly music. Anyway, Midget started things out with their entertaining spots. Bundy and Hillbilly Jim finally go at it. Little Beaver, uh, by the way, Bob Uecker was doing some commentary in this match. Did not disappoint and said there was fever all over the place. Oh gosh. Anyway, got a couple shots in on Bundy. Bundy had enough, slammed him down, then hit the big elbow. Can't really fault Bundy for doing that. He's only human. Come on. Kept interfering, so he slammed him. So I almost watching this took Bundy's side on this one, but Bundy's been Bundy's the bad guy, so we ain't supposed to do that. But anyway, led to disqualification. Naturally, Little Brook or Lord Little Brook and Little Tokyo took the sides of their Haiti Kid and Little Beaver, fellow little people, midgets, and making sure Bunny didn't attack anymore. And of course, Billy Jim, took the little guy in his arms and towed him back to the back. All right, next up we had Harley Race with Bobby Heenan and the Fabulous Moolah. I guess they was kind of doing making her the queen of the ring. Uh, they took on, or he took on the Junkyard Dog. Yes, growing up reading about him, as always 7-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion Harley Race. So I'm always going to keep it at that. Kind of like the 16-time with Ric Flair. Just going to keep with that. I'm not going to try to dig in and oh, this phantom win here because he didn't want to get stabbed or whatever. Uh, Holly Race probably could have took half of them out. Anyway, um, but basically the rules of this one was whoever lost this match had to bow to the winner. So Race, but during this match, I mean, this was better what you might think it was, all thanks to Harley Race. Race did a great job bumping for Dog. JYD got his signature headbutts in. Hayden would distract the Dog, giving Harley Race an opportunity to regroup. Hit JYD with the belly to belly suplex for the win. Junkyard Dog, being the man of his word, bowed to Harley Race, then turned around and hit him with a chair and attacked Race after the match. After that, we had another pretty good tag team match here. It was the Rougeau brothers, Jacques and Raymond, versus the Dream Team, Greg Valentine and Brutus Beefcake. They were seconded by Johnny Valiant or Johnny V, and Dino Bravo, the late great Johnny Bravo. Jacques Rougeau, of course, was did, became the Mountie later on. But anyway, Brutus and Raymond started uh, started things out. Rougeau's, got the advantage. Jacques missed a high risk maneuver. Dream Team took advantage. Hot tag to Raymond. He slapped a sleeper on Beefcake. Uh, or he slapped a sleeper on Greg Valentine. Beefcake tried to interfere, but it failed. He wound up hitting Valentine instead. Rougeau got in their finisher, but the ref was distracted by Raymond and Brutus at the time. Dino Bravo came in and hit Jacques in the middle with a knee drop, or the middle rope knee drop, excuse me. Dream Team wins, but it looks like for some reason Dino Bravo, Greg Valentine just kicked Brudai out of their group. So that wasn't really, uh, I guess, because I don't remember watching what mile led up to that. I know, besides the mess up, I don't know if there's a couple of episodes of WWF television that would have kind of gave a hint that Brutus Beefcake was out as a dream team. But what followed that, where Brutus get to that just a short minute. Dino Bravo and Greg Valentine wind up being the new dream team. Dino Bravo kind of going with that World's Strongest Man, or, yeah, World's Strongest Man gimmick. Um, I forgot what Survivor Series he did. Supposedly break the weightlifting bench press record. A little help from Jesse Ventura, but all is well. Greg Valentine, of course, had an even longer career than Dino Bravo. Dino Bravo retired. Sad story about him. I only think they ever found who uh, did what they did to Dino Bravo, but I guess the cigarette market, underground cigarettes, is a thing or was a thing. I don't know about now. And Canada, check out the Dark Side of the Ring about Dino Bravo. All right, this brings us to a hair versus hair match. It is Roddy Piper going up against Adrian Adonis with Jimmy Hart. At this point, Adonis had gained a lot of weight, lot of weight. He was no more the New York City tough guy. Now, kind of doing the Adrian Street gimmick, I guess, because they're both famous Adrian, but yeah, Adrian Adonis is doing the wearing pink, the makeup, kind of acting, let's just say, flamboyant right now. Piper had announced win or lose, this was going to be his retirement match. Uh, so yes, coming to the ring, Piper got a huge pop. Adonis, just like Race, man, did a great job with a guy his size. Did a great job flopping and bumping for Roddy Piper. Uh, Jimmy Hart, I guess he had backflashes of Memphis and took a lot of bumps himself. He always took a lot of bumps. Him and I guess Heenan would always take a lot of bumps, and Jimmy kind of stay away from that a little bit. But every now and then, Jimmy would take a lot of bumps. Jimmy would wind up helping Adrian out, get the advantage. Piper started fighting back, but Hart again interfered, sprayed perfume in his eyes. Adonis slapped a sleeper on him. One. This is at the time where when somebody had a sleeper on, it wasn't just a one count. It was a three count. Raise the arm three times. If they're not, if, if the arm falls the third time, match is over. So in this case, it was one, two, for whatever reason. Uh, Adonis got up, started celebrating, uh, but Piper's arm did not go down. Uh, Bruce Beefcake came down, shook Piper up, got him motivated again. Uh, at this time, Adonis seen that Piper wasn't down, so Adonis trying to hit him with the clippers, but hit himself instead because it bounced off ropes, hit him in the head. Uh, Roddy slaps that sleeper on, and it's like they said, good night, Irene, and goodbye, hair. So uh, Roddy goes out with a win. Went on to make movies, including They Live and Hell Comes to Frogtown. But I think more people remember They Live. Good movie, by the way. And a new babyface was born. And he will become not just Brutus Beefcake, but Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Uh, Unfortunate for him, he got sidelined a few years later with that parasailing accent again. Check out the Dark Side of the Ring about Brutus Beefcake. He is alive and well now, but that parasailing accent pretty much ended any kind of momentum he ever had. All right. Next up, we had Danny Davis and the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart with Jimmy Hart. They battled Tito Santana and the British Bulldogs. Long story short, Danny Davis was a referee, but he was kind of doing a little bit of shenanigans, fast counts here and there, just phantom disqualifications on the babyface. So President Jack Tunney fired him from being a referee, and of course he was instrumental. And uh, when the Foundation defeated uh, the British Bulldogs for the WWF Tag Team Championship, so looks like a lot of people trying to get some revenge on them. Tito and the Bulldogs had the advantage till Neidhart got a shot in on Dynamite, and you actually, if you watch it, you kind of see Dynamite Kid was not 100%. That and it was even well documented in the Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazines, or wherever you should call it, After Mags, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Inside Wrestling, The Wrestler, and they had a couple little offshoot magazines like Wrestling Supercards or and stuff like that. But but it's well documented that, Dynamite was hurt. He had a bad back, and it definitely showed in this match. You can tell Dynamite was doing a lot more selling, wasn't doing the Dynamite Kid type stuff, but, uh, but finally Davis got himself tagged in, got in a couple, uh, shots in, and they went for a double slingshot swan dive on Dynamite Kid, but he puts his knees up, hot tag to Tito. Tito and the Bulldogs wound up getting their shots in on Davis. All 6 men in the ring, distracting the ref. Uh, this gave Davis the opportunity to hit Davy Boy with a megaphone, covered him up, got the win, and was it Davis? I think I messed up. Anyway, Bulldogs or Hart Foundation and Danny Davis won this one. And oh yeah, by the way, do not get this Danny Davis confused with Nightmare Danny Davis or Nitro Danny Davis from the Nightmare fame and the OVW founder as well. Totally different. I think did Danny Davis did wrestling or mask, being an enhancement talent. I think he was like a mass executioner or something like that. Just any kind of little put a mask on, name him anything, and wind up being just an enhancement talent. All right, next up we had the natural. Look at him, all natural, even the blonde hair. Butch Reed or Hacksaw Butch Reed, as people know him in Mid South and all the other NWA territories. He is managed by Slick at the time. He went up against Coco Beware and oops, somebody forgot to edit out Morris Day and the time singing the bird. That was his interest music at the time. Where would actually telegraph, as what they would say, a backdrop. Reed took full advantage. Coco fought back, hit across the body block, but Reed rolled him up. Use the tights. Gosh, you kind of missed that, folks. You know, that's what Hill does. Cheek the win. Anyway, they pulled the tights on him. Got the win. Uh, Coco gives some Bush Reed some parting shots. Slick hits Ware with a chain. Tito comes out and attacks Slick, ripping his clothes off. Um, you kind of got to miss Jesse Ventura's nicknames for people. A lot of times he would call Coco Buckwheat, and of course he would call Tito Santana Chico. And oh, by the way, the match before, I think they attacked Jimmy Hart a little bit after the match as well. So starting to notice a little bit of pattern, but I think that pattern pretty much ends right about here. And here's a legendary match. If anybody knows any other match on this card besides Hulk and Andre, it's this one. It's a match that's been talked about for decades now. I mean, still today, people talk about this match. And if you watch it, you can definitely tell it was ahead of its time and very influential. Uh, you see a lot of times where wrestlers would do all these near falls, but watch this one, watch how you do it right. Uh, anyway, I get more of that later, but um, I guess they remember to edit the music out on this one because at the time, Ricky Steamboat would come out to Alan Parsons Sirius, so I think the music they used like a generic. Only thing they used his WCW music might have been his like he came back as just a dragon, breathing fire and all that. The costume. It might have been that music. Um, but like I said, this is probably regarded as one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. Savage would get the advantage after a sharp elbow. Every shot he got in, he would try for a win. Steamboat would do the same when he got the advantage. Savage rammed Steamboat into the ref. Savage uh, hit the top rope elbow drop, but there was no referee to count the fall. Savage got the bell. One of the things that led up to this match was Randy Savage using a bell to injure the throat of Ricky Steamboat. The throat, the guardrail, everything. He was out of commission. Had to learn how to talk again, and everything else. Very, very good angle here leading to this match. But anyway, so Savage is on the top rope going for a move with a bell, but George Steele, uh, who seconded Ricky Steamboat, pushed him off. Savage was able to get up, went for a body slam, but Steamboat countered with a spawn package. 1, 2, 3. Steamboat wins. Fans are happy. Uh, Definitely a great match here. I think they could have done without the interference part of it, but I get it. Uh, Steamboat, unfortunately, didn't have a long reign. Wound up losing it to, of all people, the Honky Tonk Man. Rumor has it though that supposedly it was supposed to be Butch Reed, um, but Bush didn't make the show. Uh, at the time, Ricky's wife was expecting a kid, so Steamboat was wanting to take the time off, and Vince like no, and took the belt off him. So that was the reasoning of Steamboat's short reign after this great storyline, great angle, great match, and took it off him just like that. Um, but it didn't face Savage any because Savage started getting some cheers at the time. So, uh, come WrestleMania 4, which we'll get to that next year. Savage went on to turn babyface, on to Mega Powers, and uh, spoiler alert: WrestleMania 4, Savage wins the championship. But like I said, come back next year. We'll talk more about that one. Speaking of Honky Tonk Man, he's featured in this match. Honky Tonk Man with Jimmy Hart went up against Jake Roberts, who was seconded by Alice Cooper, a lover of snakes himself. Jake would attack Honky Tonk Man from the get go, takes over till the match builds on a forward. Honky Tonk Man ran Roberts into the post. Uh, Roberts would actually avoid the shake rattle roll, which was Honky Tonk Man's finishing maneuver. Basically, just a net breaker with just a little shake, a rattle, then a roll. Um, but Jake Roberts backed off out that. Uh, Jake wanted to try and go for the DDT, but Jimmy Hart grabbed his leg. Honky Tonk Schoolboy roll up on him, using the ropes for the win. Like I said, little simple things like that. You ain't got to, hit your finisher. Just a simple roll up. Use the ropes for the advantage. Call some heat because you cheated. Anyway, so Roberts came damn near close of knocking Honky Tonk Man's head off with a guitar. Hits the post instead. Jimmy Hart and Alice Cooper had a little face off. Jake grabbed Jimmy. Alice Cooper grabbed Damien, that big long python that Jake Roberts had, and trying to put it on Jimmy Hart. They barely got it on him. I don't think he was acting in that situation. I don't think that Jimmy Hart being scared of a big old snake was a work. I think that was legit. Uh, anyway, more tag team match in here. The Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov. At this time, they were managed by Slick. Freddie Blassie had retired at this point. Of course, Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov are former WWF Tag Team Champions. They went up against the Killer Bees, B. Brian Blair, and Jim Brunzell. Hacksaw Jim Duggan was out here, so I guess can't have two hacksaws in not the big fed anyway. Usually you had two, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Hacksaw Bush Reed, and Miss South. I think there's a Hacksaw Higgins too, but I don't think he did much of anything. Anyway, Hacksaw's out there hanging out with the Killer Bees, playing cheerleader for him. To begin things with, all four men went at it from the start. Bees got the early advantage until Nikolai Volkov and Sheiky Baby took over on Jumpin' Jim. Ref didn't see the tag. Hacksaw chased Slick around, then chased Nikolai in the ring. Stopped on a dime, seeing that Sheik had runs out in a camel clutch. So, what's the guy to do? He takes that 2 by 4, hits the Iron Sheik. Of course, this would cause the DQ. Volkov and the Iron Sheik win this one. I think a few months later, 2, 3 months later, maybe. Uh, Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the Iron Sheik in 1987 decided to drive together and smoke some weed. Got pulled over, got arrested. Huge story at the time because Iron Sheik and Hacksaw Jim Duggan were feuding at the time, and that was even WWF 87 kind of frowned upon. You don't ride with bay faces, ride with bay faces, heels, ride with heels. I still did that now in 2025. All right, folks. Now here is the main event. Bob Uecker was the guest ring announcer. Mary Hart from Entertainment Tonight was the guest timekeeper. Like I said, a 10-year-old me at the time um, was shot when Andre turned against Hogan. They were buddies. Um, they were both big, icons at the time. But Andre said he wanted the belt. Uh, Hogan kind of pleaded with him. It's like, nah, man, come on, you're you're my you're my brother, and all that good stuff. So, out, I think it was a Piper's Pit came out, and or was it a Snake Pit? Anyway, it came out with Bobby Heenan, and said, Bobby Heenan did all the talking, and like I said before, uh, Andre was that big ass palm, grabbed his shirt, and when he grabbed his shirt, Hogan wore a cross, a necklace with a cross on it, ripped that off too. Actually wound up, I guess, cutting Hulk Hogan a little bit. I don't know if it was the necklace or maybe one nail was not fully trimmed enough and caught Hogan, but it was a bit of a hard way there. Um, so you got the big stare down here, and it's finally they go at it. Hogan went for a body slam, but couldn't hold him up. Andre fell on top of him. 1, 2, shoulder barely, barely, and they would kind of you see this one particular moment right here where they let Morella hit the 3, but Hogan's shoulder was up, so that gave them. I mean, they took that and ran with that one, that little brief moment right there, and said, "Hey, Hogan did, or Andre did pin Hulk Hogan. Is this referee messed up?" Anyway, Joey Morella, uh, may he rest in peace. It was the son of Gorilla Monsoon. Also, rest in peace to him too. Um, Said it was only 2. Andre took her a lot of this match. Hogan avoided a headbutt and making a brief comeback until he ran into Andre's size 24 boot. Uh, Hogan fights out of a bear hug. Match builds up to the 4. Hogan being a little dirty here. Uh, Pulled the mats up. Went for a pile driver, but Andre countered. Or went for a pile driver. Andre countered with a backdrop. Again, Hogan fights on. Finally takes the big giant down with a clothesline. Hogan picks Andre up with a body slam. Big leg drop. 1, 2, 3. Hogan wins. Everybody goes on happy. Hogan poses. Um, or like Bruce Fisher would say it. Now Hogan must pose. Uh, this was this made pretty much that passing the torch thing is pretty much already there, but had to put that final stamp in there. Hogan is now certified as the number one attraction in wrestling. Yes, as hard as the pill it is to swallow. Me being an NWA fan, but and still NWA fan. Um, at the time. Um, they were 93, 71, whatever. Yeah, I mean, the number's been disputed a lot. Uh, and yes, by the way, Andre probably was the number one attraction. Didn't need a belt. When at that time, when you're 7'4", you're called Andre or whatever the giant, you don't need a belt. But yeah, like I said, that was a kind of an aerial view of the what was it called again? The Pontiac Silverdome, and uh, of course, for years they used the number 93,173 fans. Like I said, it's been disputed, and a lot of people now saying the actual number was about 78,000 people. But still, I can't count heads or anything, but that's still a lot. I mean, I don't see much spaces. I don't see no, no clear spaces. So um, that's not for me to argue at all. But like I said, did not get to watch this until way later in life, when the WWF finally put all the WrestleManias in like a VHS box set. So I got that. Finally was able to watch every WrestleMania up until that point. I forgot which one they stopped at, but like I said, going back watching it, some fun memories. Like I said, I kind of I like not the biggest Killer Bee fans, but they're okay. Was a fan of Steamboat. I was a fan of Savage too. He was one of those. Even though he was a bad guy at the time, it's like I really feel bad about booing him because, and plus, I was turning 11, not quite, probably not quite puberty yet, but oh, I already knew I was straight as an arrow, thanks to ladies like Miss Elizabeth and Missy Hyatt, Precious. Who's your favorite ballet at the? If you're my age or give or take, who's your favorite ballet at the time in the '80s? Let me know. Um, I kind of dug the Can-Am connection when they came out, and it was like, okay, where did Zeke go? I mean, they kind of buried him on TV at the time as well. Said, hey, he just couldn't hack it, left. But anyway, appreciate everybody tuning in to my little reminiscing about WrestleMania 3. Hope you folks enjoyed it. If you stuck around and you did enjoy it, again, hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment. Let me know what your memories of WrestleMania 3 was. And like I said before, are you excited about watching this year's WrestleMania? Or have you just kind of, or if you just click this on and don't watch wrestling anymore at all? You kind of like some things. I never did because I'm just a Toys R Us kid, wrestling geek. So I had my times here and there where I kind of like turn it off, but jump right back in. Um, so yeah, let me know what you thought about that. Also, if you're not a subscriber yet, it would be greatly appreciated that you hit that subscribe button, free of charge. They don't charge you. Um, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so when I get new content coming out and released, you're able to check it out. You folks have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Thank you for checking out our P2 Vision. Subscribe to our P2 Vision to watch Ronald Ray's content that covers the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. His weekly content starts off with Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Ronald Ray asks 5 questions about the sport of professional wrestling. So tune in and have some fun. Then it's WWE Monday Night Raw recaps, where he recaps all the action from the Raw brand. Ronald Ray also does an AEW Dynamite recap show where he recaps and has fun doing it. Do you like live streams? Well, join Ronald Ray live on Spot Show Livestream, where he discusses current wrestling. Join the chat and have fun. Spot Show Livestream is on Thursday nights starting at 8 p.m. If current pro wrestling isn't your thing, like all wrestling past and present, or you're a new fan and want to hear how things were back in the day, then tune in to Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where Ronald Ray discusses back in the day when wrestling was wrestling, featuring watch-alongs. That's Wrestling Gold Friday Night on Fridays starting at 8 p.m.